This is Season 2 of the Off-Grid Wilderness Trapline series. It documents a full trapping season from our off-grid cabin in northern Maine. This documentary series is for educational purposes only. Tune in every night for new episodes from Season 2, The Trapline.
All right, we're changing it up a little bit. I'm gonna check a few traps over here on this line and then pull the rest. Donnie's been gone couple days anyway, and he's got a line out over here that pretty stale, pretty dead, and we just left some randoms for Fisher. So we're gonna leave this one. This one, we actually haven't popped anything yet this year, and it's a really good spot. So that's telling me Fisher. It's just a matter of time when he comes through and when he's good to go for the trap. But I think the next 6, we've done pretty well on Marten and Weasel, and we kind of just left them out for Fisher. We hit a couple Fisher there last year. One early, one late, but it's just time to pull over there. No sense leaving 3 on one road and 3 on another. 31 Jake Olette Road coming down, loaded. All right, we're in cleanup mode. We're picking up about 6 traps over here. This one I was really happy about because I trapped this block of woods last year, and if you watch season 1, there was one I specifically talked about where I just knew that I missed the juice completely, and we didn't do too well over there. We were running some inferior traps too, and we had 1 miss, and that was it for the whole season. It was a really tough one to get into and get to. So this year I switched it up and really tried to set the juice, and we caught a Marten here already, and we got activity today. So looking like Marten tracks on top of the box. We're picking up. Oh yeah, nice Marten. Beauty. All right, so there we go. Super moral victory trap right here. This is the one makes you feel pretty good as a trapper when you learn from your mistakes. So last year I just made a mistake on where I set this block of woods up, where I thought this fur would be and where I thought it was coming through, and had a little bit too much confidence probably in my long distance call that I could just set the block of woods and let the call do the work. But turned out it wasn't true. You know, we did have that miss, so we could have had one last year. We don't know what it was, if it was Weasel, Fisher, or Marten. But otherwise, we just didn't have much activity, and it was a really tough one to get into. So those are the ones that kind of pain you. Those are the ones that teach you the really good lesson. That's a nice Marten. We'll deal with him when we get to the truck. That's a little bit of a feel good as a trapper right there. When you learn from your mistakes from last season, come back and reset the same block of woods and pop 2 Marten, and it's with 1 trap is a lot better feeling than last year. So, and that's what this is all about, guys. Just learning and getting better every time. Learning from my trapping partners, sharing knowledge with them, and then sharing with you guys too. Trapping's a kind of a secretive thing because it's competitive. And even if you're not directly competing against someone in the same body of woods, seems to be always trappers competing against each other, like, oh, well, I caught this many and I only used this many traps. It's just dumb competing like that. I love competition, but not that style. I like competing against myself. Super different feeling from last year pulling this trap. Last year pulling this trap felt like a major loss. This year, I'd call that a victory. So I did a little bit better map study on it. And you know, that last year not making a catch there and not having much activity there, it kind of burnt me a little bit. Kept me up at night, I'm not gonna lie. My victories don't keep me awake, but my losses do. So when I think I should be doing better than I'm doing, I stew over it. And I'll stay up at night thinking about it and going over all the different factors and just trying to figure out why I'm not doing better, or what I can do to get better, or be a better trapper, or read the woods better, or learn the fur better. You know, there's a lot of factors are involved in this trapping business. So I lost a little bit of sleep over that trap last year. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, you know, and why I wasn't doing better. And then one day I did my map study a little better and kind of looked at the woods in a different perspective. And as soon as I did that, boy, I realized I was dumb on that particular set. And it was too late in the year to recover from it. Yeah, real nice Marten there. There's a saying about don't judge me on my wins, judge me on my losses, or something like that. I would take that to the next level and say, don't judge me on my wins, and don't judge me on my losses, but judge me on how I react to those wins or losses. I think that's the most important thing, guys, in life, is how you react to things. And trying to control that is pretty important. So another good win there. Makes me happy to learn from last year's mistakes and try to get better every day that I do something, whether it be trapping or ice fishing or relationships or anything in life. You just always try to get better at it. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it? All right, this has been a really good trap for us. It's definitely a spot you could overlook. I found it last year as like a betweener spot. Oh, son of a gun. Fisher tracks. Are they fishing? Dang. Oh, we got activity. No, we don't. We don't have activity. Huh. Can't tell if there was a fish or tracks. I gotta go take a closer look because they're a couple days old. This is my least favorite trap now. No, just kidding. Yeah, it was an in-betweener that I set a decent amount of times myself. I just set these, and they're not something that look pretty. They're not something that map study would really show too well, but they're usually between two of my prime location spots. And that's hard to say. I gotta take a closer look. Well, I gotta go with coyote on that. Just how deep he's sinking in. Yeah. Double check it. Yeah, there's a hare. Yeah, that's coyote here. Okay, wow. That one was gonna bug me a little bit. But yeah, so this is what I call an in-betweener set. You know, where I'm spaced out with two like prime location sets. Find the best location that I possibly can between those, you know, just to kind of make it worthwhile or whatever. And it turned out that it was a really good travel way, and we stacked some fur here last year, and we did pretty well here again this year, so kind of a cool set for me. All right, we got a ton of tracks in here, a lot of rabbit tracks, coyote tracks on top of them, and can't tell what else we got in here for predator tracks, but it is tracked up. We're in that super sweet green growth where Donnie got that first fisher last year, and we haven't popped anything yet this year, so I'm hoping today's the day, because it's what we call last chance. We're pulling today. Possible. No, that's not a little big coyote. Big coyote. These are fresh. Coyote. Oh boy. Oh boy, you guys are not gonna believe this. We got activity and I see a tail. No way. On the last pull, come on. Let's go. Let's go. No way. Donnie. Donnie. Yes. Big fisher. Filled the box. What? Last check. Last chance. Going in to pull. And we pop a fisher. Donnie. That is crazy. Oh man. This was that woods I was telling you guys I was pretty sentimental about. You can see why. Donnie was so pumped when we got that first fisher here last year. And we blanked on it all year. And I knew it was just a matter of time. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. He's got his tail inside, most of the way inside the box, so he doesn't look huge, but he's pretty heavy. It's a nice one. How cool is that, guys? How cool is that when you go to pull your trap? You know, if that fisher shows up tomorrow or today, we don't get him. That is crazy how this has been working out. That is incredible. Donnie's gonna be so pumped, guys. Donnie got an on the way out of town fisher. That is awesome. Oh man. I hope they never cut this woods here, because this is, I think I'll have a fisher trap in this every time. Wow. That is, guys, I'm so excited. You talk about something that can make your day. How about something that makes your week or your whole season, really? That's how excited I am over this. Oh man, and it brings back the memories of Donnie's first fisher last year. So cool. Yes, sir. That is awesome. Wow, he's not even frozen. Talk about last chance. Scar on his nose. Her nose, I should say. Yeah, it's a her. Man, I'm wondering how she got that scar. That's something else, huh? Unbelievable. We caught that fisher. Wow. Crazy. Crazy awesome. All right. Two more to pick up. These ones hurt a little bit to pick up because I know either this one or the next one could pop a fisher. It's just a matter of time. We're in prime spots. We did pop a fisher here last year, I think on the last check of the year on a pickup day. Yeah, so this one, we actually haven't had any hits on it this year. kind of odd because we don't have a lot of traps that haven't had hits. Looked like a wicked good fisher run, and that's what I was setting it up for. Didn't look like much of a Marten area to me, but might have missed the juice, you know. As I'm walking in now, I'm seeing the ridge, following that ridge, you know, and I'm down here to the left, but should be able to pop a predator, you know, down there, but we'll see. So maybe we pop that Marten that ate that other Marten. I guess we wouldn't know unless we look in its belly. Some coyote tracks again, real close. I told you guys I'm on a wicked coyote run right here, right through here. But it's looking like nothing. Oh, coyote, real close, real close. He's looking in. That's a big dog too. But yeah, looks like nothing. Real good coyote run right behind us too. Have to keep this spot in mind for next year. Or if I want to do some late season coyote trapping, I guess I always could do that. But we're chained to the tree here, or we're cabled to the tree. But yeah, nothing here. Looks like I've been weaseled pretty hard, which is fine. I don't mind not catching a weasel in hopes for a Marten or a fisher. But not a lot of sets this year that didn't hit for the team. We've had a really productive, efficient season with our boxes. Cock and Gormick turn on the 490, coming down. That one's for you, Jake. I don't want to run you off the road, buddy. Temps have been really chilly. We're on a wicked nice cold snap, which is good for trapping. Seems like the fur gets moving better. But we're at 4 degrees right now. And it's looking like, I think the high this week's gonna be like 12 Fahrenheit. So we're making ice, which will be good for ice fishing season. It's looking like activity. Nope, nothing. I've had a couple L's over here. Last time I checked it, we had a squirrel, and something came and ate that squirrel. So that's not helpful. But hopefully our luck changes a little bit on it. Looks like activity. Let's hope it's not another squirrel. Nice. Oh yeah. Suitcased pine Marten. Nice. This is one of Joe Osgood's sets from the last time he was here. Gonna come down to that one arm. Yes, sir. They don't come out too bad when they're frozen if you can twist and turn them. All right, nice pine Marten there, guys. Beauty. Ooh, lynx tracks. Lynx tracks on the beaver again. Beaver coming down. Moose. Can't tell what those other tracks are on the other side of the hut. Definitely some life around the beaver dam, which is why I trapped it. If you guys watch the channel, you know where we are. This is that nice cedar grove next to the beaver flowage on the top of a hardwood ridge. Pretty cool. About everything you'd ask for fisher. Last year we were 0 for here until we caught a fisher. We got a really nice big male fisher here last year. Late in the year, as expected. And this year we're 0 for gopher so far. But that doesn't mean we're not going to turn that around at some point. Nothing. The box is all tracked up with rabbit. Nothing. 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 We got activity. Marten. Frozen pretty good. Something came after and ate the bait. I think I'm going to yank this one. Yeah, I'm going to yank this. Can't quite tell from here, but maybe. This is where Joe Osgood and I popped that fisher last check. Female. There might be some tracks in here. Wow, this cold snap. I've never seen this brook frozen up like that. Looks like fisher tracks. Yeah. Yeah, those are fisher tracks for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're fisher tracks. You're not gonna believe this, guys. Back to back. We got fisher. Unbelievable. All right. It's time to pull. This whole chain over here, this road system, I'd figured it for, you know, a handful of marten and a couple fisher, and we've hit our number, so we're not gonna wait any longer. That's gonna be a big one. That's gonna be a big one. Yep. Big male. Wow. Got him good. The Belisle. Nice. Wow. All right. Wow. This was my favorite set on the line last year and this year. And you could see why. I can't tell if there's actually another fisher here or not, or if it was this guy that got in. I mean, you'd think it was this guy, but I thought I saw some fresh fisher tracks over here when I was walking in. Yeah, you could see he had a little snow on his tail, and you could see all these fisher tracks here are his, because there's a little bit of snow in those tracks. But I think another fisher came through. But we're still gonna pull, because 2's enough out of this area. We'll leave some for another trapper, or for ourselves for next year, or just for the future of the species. We don't need to get more than 2. But definitely a freaking awesome spot. I'll show you him when we get out to the truck, or when we get back to camp. He's in there pretty good. Haven't had to take any boxes apart yet, but we've been pretty close. I have had to bring them home and thaw them out. Well, that's awesome. I did that once last year too, where we caught back-to-back fisher on 2 checks in a row. Did it again this year. That's wild. Yes. All right, I pulled those 2 traps. Probably about as efficient as you could be right there with 2 traps. The first one caught 2 fisher, and the second one caught 2 marten. So that's awesome. That's what we're after. We don't need to catch any more than that. We actually trapped both those spots last year too, and did pretty well there last year. So these are good travel ways. They're spots that are gonna reproduce, we hope, year after year. I mean, you never know with trapping, but the proof's in the pudding right there.
No hit.
All right, a couple more to check. I got snow's a lot deeper over here out in the open, and I am way outside my comfort zone on a couple of these hills with just that 2-wheel drive and the broke front end. But I made it. Had to go back and forth a few times. Oh, those are marten tracks. Marten or fisher? Oh, marten. Fresh marten tracks. Pretty fresh marten tracks. Oh, he was right over here. Oh, we got activity. Okay. I was gonna say, I didn't see the springs were fired, but we do have activity. Yep, got a marten. Nice. Nice pine marten. Oh, I think we're gonna yank this one. Yeah. Let's yank it. We already got 1 fisher over here. This is our first marten over here. We had to clear a couple weasel out of the way first over here. I was wondering why we hadn't hooked up with any bigger fur, but matter of time, I guess. I probably could leave it and go for fisher, or I shouldn't say leave it. I'd have to go out and get another trap, bring it in a whole nother box because he's frozen in there. But I'm pretty happy with this, with what we did over here. We'll give this one a yank, and I don't know, maybe start thinking about otter or beaver. We popped, Donnie and I caught a really nice big male fisher over here. Well, a couple weeks ago probably. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna get another fisher here, guys. It's just a matter of time. It's a really good spot. I haven't seen any other tracks or anything, but when they come through, they gotta come through like here. Nothing. Tracks. Otter. Had an otter near it. That's wild. That's understandable being on this brook. Look at these otter tracks right here. Belly slide and everything. Otter are funny. I don't know why they spend as much time on the land as they do. Funny, I was just talking about otter. Now, a lot of you guys ask why I don't otter or mink or beaver trap much on channel, and we don't really have much for mink. I know Donnie caught that one mink up on a mixed growth hardwood ridge a couple 100 yards from a stream, but that was the anomaly. The beaver stuff, I figure the season's open late, so just wait till then. And otter, I got nothing against catching an otter. I love them. It's amazing fur, probably the best fur. I haven't had any time to do it. We've just been going so hard on the fisher and the Marten line, you know, and that, keeping those traps active, keeping them checked, moving them when they need being moved to better fisher locations, or pulling them when we've already cleaned some Marten. It really keeps me busy enough. And then you add to it the success that we've had this year, and I've had some late night skinning and early morning double pots of coffee, so I don't have time to do otter yet. But I've been pulling a lot of traps, been getting caught up on my editing, kind of caught up on my skinning. Well, before today I was. So there's a chance I could set some otter traps now that the conditions aren't going to get any tougher than they already are. Maybe add a couple more foot of snow on top of this would make it tougher. It's been 20 years since I put up an otter, you know, and I haven't put up many. I've probably only caught 4 or 5 otter in my life. I haven't really set out to get a bunch of otter. So I got the slowness of a newbie skinning and fleshing otter, and then you got like even the guys who are good at it and do it all the time, they'll tell you an otter's a challenge to put up, and it takes a lot of time to put up. So if I switch over to otter and start having some success, then I better be really switching over and not dabbling here, dabbling there, because it's going to take up my time. So I'm basically telling you guys what my limitations are, and I know my limitations, and I know you guys would love to see otter and beaver and mink and more coyote and more fox, you know, mix it in. But you know, my team and trapping partners were focused on Marten fisher, and you know, we switched our focus quite a few weeks ago to fisher from Marten, and until we pull the plug on that, we're not gonna focus too much on the water species. Now when Jesse comes up, he's a excellent beaver trapper. He traps them, I think, pretty much year round as an ADC guy, animal damage control guy. So if he comes up, we'll hit some beaver together, and I'll pick his brain and try to learn as much as I can from someone who's highly skilled at it. Now we are in lynx country. You know, this is still federally protected. I heard there might be some legislation to fix that, but we're still in federally protected lynx zone. So we have to really double check. Like, we cannot have the conibear out of the water at all, even an inch out of the water to make them dive or something like that. So we'll have to make dive sticks, and we'll have to figure out how to set these guys up. And then I don't really want to run footholds for them, because then you're checking those every single day, and you, regardless of the weather and what else you got going on, you gotta check those every 24 hours. So it'll be conibears and it'll be underwater for otter. Time job. So we're gonna head her home and then take care of the traps that I pulled today, get those out of the truck, and then I have 2 or 3 boxes that still has fur in it, so I got to take care of those, maybe thaw those out too, and I'll show you guys some camp life. Stay tuned. All right, made it back. Put some, while I had my boots on, I put some bird seed in the feeder and some marten feed in the marten feeder. But I'm gonna get this fire going. I got some new kindling. Maybe she's still got a little bit going, I don't know. I didn't really fill her up before I left. Oh yeah, she's still warm in there. Nice bed of coals in there. That'll probably get going. Yeah, we should be good there. Give that a couple minutes. Don't have any memory cards today to check from any trail cameras, but we got some work to do out here. We got, probably have to bring this fisher in to thaw out to get them out. I haven't tried it yet though, maybe not. But then these marten, I just got to pop them out of the traps. Might have to thaw them out, we'll see. Start thinking about dinner. Not too serious about it, but thinking about it. It's not a bad place to start, right? Tune in every night for a new episode from this wilderness trapline. The season keeps getting better and better. If you turn on your notifications for this channel after subscribing, you'll be the first to know every day when a new episode airs. Thanks for watching.